There are millions of people carrying quiet grief into this Christmas season. Some are grieving loved ones lost to violence that never should have happened. Some are grieving futures they worked decades to build, only to watch life savings evaporate through fraud, corruption, or systemic failure. Others are still living with the consequences of being pushed out of their livelihoods, not because of incompetence or wrongdoing, but because they refused to surrender bodily autonomy during a moment of global coercion. This pain is real. It isn't imagined, and it's not unique to any one nation. It's a worldwide wound. For many, the holidays don't feel warm or celebratory. They feel heavy. They feel like a reminder of what was taken. And yet, something else is also happening beneath the surface of this moment, something quieter but far more powerful. The world isn't frozen in that chapter. It's moving. And the movement isn't random, it's directional. Every major transition in human history has been preceded by a period of compression. WCIH can include financial pressure, moral confusion, institutional decay, and widespread disillusionment. When systems become too misaligned with life, they begin to collapse under their own weight. What feels like chaos from the inside is often reordering from a higher level. The breakdown isn't the end of the story. It's the signal that the story is changing, guys. We're entering a period that many have called a golden age. Certainly, we've heard the President of the United States say it many times. Not because everything suddenly becomes easy, but because truth is beginning to surface faster than it can be buried. Financial systems are being forced to confront transparency. Technologies once hidden are moving toward public awareness. Healing is being reframed, not as endless management of illness, but as restoration. And consciousness itself is shifting from survival mode to coherence. This doesn't erase our loss, but it does give loss meaning beyond the suffering. Frequency isn't some metaphor, it's a measurable reality. Every emotion, every thought, every sustained belief produces a state of coherence or incoherence in the human nervous system. Fear collapses perception. Grief constricts the future. But hope, true grounded hope, expands the range of what the mind and body can receive. When millions of people simultaneously move from despair into awareness, the collective field changes. History doesn't pivot on rage alone. It pivots when enough people stop consenting to hopelessness. This Christmas arrives just days after the winter solstice, the turning point of light. From a scientific perspective, it marks the moment when darkness reaches its maximum and can no longer grow. From this point forward, the light returns, incrementally, but inevitably. Ancient cultures honored this not as symbolism, but as instruction. When darkness peaks, do not despair, prepare. The return of light is already underway, even if it can't be seen in full yet. The same principle applies to the human collective right now. For those who are alone this season, know this. Solitude is not abandonment. Many of the greatest internal expansions occur when the noise quiets and the old structures fall away. If your life feels stripped down, it may be because what comes next requires clarity, not clutter. Stillness is not stagnation. It's recalibration. For those who are gathered with loved ones, your joy matters more than you may realize. Coherent emotional states, gratitude, kindness, laughter, presence, do not stay confined to a room. They propagate. They stabilize the field around them. You're not ignoring suffering by allowing yourself moments of light. You're counterbalancing it. And for those who feel anger, justified anger, understand this. Anger is an activation energy. It's meant to move you out of paralysis, not to become your permanent residence. When anger matures into clarity, it becomes resolve. When it matures into coherence, it becomes leadership. The idea of spontaneous healing and financial restoration is often dismissed because people have been conditioned to expect struggle as proof of worth. But nature doesn't operate that way. Systems heal when interference is removed. Balance restores itself when distortion can no longer dominate. The universe trends toward coherence, not punishment. What is being asked of us now is not blind faith. It's awareness. Notice the subtle changes. Notice how conversations are shifting. Notice how truths once unspoken are now openly discussed. Notice how people are questioning narratives that once felt immovable. Notice how the old methods of control feel louder, more frantic, less effective. That is not strength. That is dissolution. As you move through this season, become a conscious participant in the transition. Pay attention to your internal state. When you catch yourself sinking into despair, don't judge it and don't live there. Gently redirect. Breathe. Ground. Remember that this moment in history isn't asking you to carry everything. It's asking you to stay present while things reconfigure. The future isn't built only by policies or technologies. It's built by the emotional baseline of the population. A fearful population creates fragile systems, and the dark ones know it. A coherent population creates resilient ones. This is why your inner state matters more than ever right now. If you feel called, share this message. Not to convince, not to argue, but to remind others that the darkness has already peaked and that healing doesn't always arrive with noise. Remind them that prosperity, like light, returns gradually and then all at once. Remind them that transformation does not ask permission from broken systems. This Christmas, whether you're grieving, hoping, resting, or rebuilding, know that you're not standing at the end of something. You're standing at a threshold. And thresholds are crossed not by force, but by awareness. Hold steady. Stay present. The light is returning, and this time it's not leaving again, so take this season, soak up the vibrations of the season, and remember this is just a moment, and moments pass.